good. So we've covered a lot of ground here, guys. This is not what I expected, but it's fun nonetheless. Mike, I apologize.
For what? No, I'm taking my notes. I'm doing historical things. I did want to ask you about. You talked about a read through of Moby Dick before a few minutes, whenever it was. Is this something that you're releasing, or are you just doing? What? It says you're about to begin a segment by segment read through of Moby Dick. What do you mean?
That'll be at caplowitz.xyz.
Okay.
www.kaplowitz.xyz. Caplowitz Media. That'll be on the blog, free for everybody to see.
Okay.
The other thing I'm doing there, the Cheryl story that I'm releasing in segments.
It's already on.
That eventually will be. I'm up to part 2. There's going to be 5 parts. Once all 5 are published at the blog, I'm going to probably lightly edit it and then run off a few copies of that to see if anybody wants to give me $10 for that too. Because $10 is $10. You know what I mean?
All five chapters in one book.
All 5 chapters in one book, a little edited. Like a little punched up, as they say in the trade. Punch it up a little bit.
Wow.
So look for that maybe, I don't know, sometime later. But, I write plenty, Ron. I really, the more I think about that, I'm a little upset. You don't think I write enough?
I don't see. I see your blogs, and I don't read those, and I don't think too much about that. I mean, as a writer, I think I see the books that you publish now, and I think that's... I don't know.
Yeah, no. And you already had me on to talk about my first little Caplowitz Media book with How to Enjoy a Cigar. You read that?
Right.
You're one of my bigger readers, Ron.
Yeah, well, there's a few of us out there. We got the other guys in the group. They all are. So, you've got five readers of your book out there. So,
except I tried to give one to Craig, and he wouldn't take it. Craig, if you're listening. I offered Craig a free book, and he no thanked me. Yeah, Cigar Craig. Yeah, cigarcraig.com. He no thanked me. He's like, free book, that's too much.
Well, tell him send me $10 and I'll send you one. Then he might do that.
There's something to be said for that. You joke, but there's something to be said for affixing a monetary value to things, and that makes people give it a greater amount of value, all told. If there's some, if there's something there. So, yeah. I don't know. Sorry, Cigar Craig, but that was rough.
Oh well. Okay. Well, Caplowitz Media is where you can get the Tales of Henry Swallow, issue number 1. 2 short stories, introduction of our hero, main character, Henry Swallow. You never, I don't believe you ever said an age of Henry. Is he just sort of like not really a certain age? I got the feeling that he would be in his like mid-40s, but
that could be right.
Is that up to the reader?
I don't do a lot. I leave a lot open to interpretation because I'm lazy, and it's a lot. But no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He's about there.
Okay.
He's about there.
Yeah. And then Dad would be in his upper 70s.
Yeah, Dad would be older. Yes.
Upper 70s.
Yeah.
Can't make him too much older, because then he would be like, 40 or 50 when he had Henry, and that's really old back then. You had kids when you were young.
Well, back then, maybe I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say where they originated along the timeline.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
very true.
Yeah, but so if I can, if you want to email me, it's caplowitzmedia@yahoo.com. If you want to just check out my writing, It's www.kaplowitz.xyz. So, and you can find everything on there. Yeah. So,
any last comments, Mike?
No, I was Robin Hood from the 13th, 14th century. His real name was Robin Fitzooth, or the Lord of Locksley Hall, is what I found out so far on my historical journey here as I was looking up stuff. My concern is. Yes, Lord of Locksley Hall. My concern, not a concern, but something to think about. If you're putting, tell me about Miss Cheryl, you have part 1 on there and part 2, I believe, is linked down at the bottom here because I'm looking at the page. And you finish this series on your website. Do you think that's going to curb the sales if you put the whole version of it on your website, just like we're reading it now? Does that affect? Does that have any effect on possibly going to print and well it's already on your website? How are you going to curb that? People is there going to add a little extras to it? Is there going to be like maybe a part 6 where there's only the first 5 or something on your website? How are you going to do that? Just let it go and hope somebody goes for it. Where's
son of a bitch?
Let me get the. Where's the? Where's the TikTok? Oh, there it is.
God damn it!
As we wait for the answer.
Oh man!
And this episode of All About Wine.
Oh man!
Man, I just came up with.
Oh, they would have read it already. Oh.
Just a.
Well,
I try so. Oh.
And go get a fish. It'll make you feel better.
Yes.
That
Put it
delicious.
and put it in the toilet. No, actually, I heard you're not supposed to put fish in the toilet, even when they're dead or whatever. A lot of people, I'm just going to throw this in the. Apparently, it does something to the. How would something that small affect it? But I guess it does something to the plumbing. I don't know, but they say do not toss a fish. Yeah, they say there's a. I'll find that article by our next show, but it says do not flush any size fish down your toilet because it does. It does something. I got to check it out, but heard that a long time ago. So I was like, I always thought, a little goldfish, what's it going to hurt? Toss it. It's done. It's not going to.
That's the standard.
But yeah,
burial.
But there was.
Tomb,
So while he's pondering,
releasing the entire story for free.
Then you're going to publish and try to sell the same
Now I'm
thing.
going to publish and sell the thing. Who am I? Who's going to? Oh, God. Oh,
Cap, thanks for taking your time on such short notice and joining us tonight.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Oh, thanks for having me on. It's been great.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when you come out with your next couple of issues of the Tales of Henry Swallow, then we will get you back on and discuss something again. And thanks everyone for tuning in to All About Wine while we discussed everything about wine.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
I didn't see that. I'll have to figure that out.
Mike, you did it again. Okay.
Why would anybody buy something that they
just read?
It's just maybe part 1 on your website, and then the rest are all in one. I think that would be more, because you get them hooked on the website and you go, oh, I'm at the bottom of part 1 or part 2 now, and they go, oh, I want to. What else happens? Draw some kind of anyway.
And then
it's I don't want to. Yeah, get the book. That's just a preview of something. It's just a thought.
That's right.
Are we live? We're still on, aren't we?
It's like,
yeah.
I can't think of the author. We had an author that wrote a book, and
they would have read it all. and then I'm going to print it off and be like, hey, pay me to read it again. That's...
Give me $10 so you can read it again. I go, hey, I already read it.
Problematic.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel silly now.
No. You so that's where typing.
But like one of the authors we had on, his book, at the end of the book, he had another chapter which teased about the next book he was writing. So that's what you need to do. Just tease about what's coming up.
Stupid.
Oh, God.
All right, Cap. Thanks for joining us tonight. And we'll be talking to you actually in a round panel next Wednesday.
God. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Totally deflated.
Oh, look, there's part 2. Wow.
I'll just wait for the rest of the parts.
Yeah, there's read part 1. So you got part 1 and part 2 up there. Okay. Anyway.
Maybe if we'll wait, he can put the Tales of Henry Swallow on his blog. We won't have to buy that either. So
it's
all right, Cap.
Yeah.
Good night. We'll be talking to you
definitely
later.
Talk soon.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much. Very
bitch. Damn it.
He is
You're
scarred.
on the flight line.
This concludes tonight's broadcast of All About Wine with your host, Ron. For show information, links to All About Wine on Twitter and Facebook, or to be a guest on this show, visit the show website at www.allaboutwinebtr.com. Archived shows are available for download on iTunes or on our show page at blogtalkradio.com/allaboutwine. Thank you for listening. Drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time on All About Wine.